Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is TamezTech and welcome to a brand new video. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to say thank you to all of you that have subscribed to my channel. We just broke 500 subscribers, so I'm extremely appreciative of that. Also, shout out to Homeslice Henry and Jamie Finn. They've been helping me out a lot with this whole YouTube journey, so really appreciative of their help as well. But yeah, today we're going to be covering a little bit more of the Go Battle weekend battles. We have another 3 teams, and I gotta say, I did skip over a few teams. A few of our teams we went 0-5 with. We had a Bibarel team, and we just got completely hard countered every single game. It was actually ridiculous. But regardless, we have another few teams to showcase today. Our first team is going to be Shadow Alola Ninetales, non-Shadow for Alligator, and we have Stunfisk in the back. So let's see what we can do here. Let's get right into these battles. In our first game of the day, we are matched against Overlord Raikou, a very competitive regional competitor, and yeah, that is not the lead we want to see at all. We swept in the Feraligatr, and this is just a Night Slash, which I don't have to shield, but I feel like they might be a little bit weak to Gator in the back, so maybe I do want to shield this, and yeah, there you go. Gastrodon, not necessarily super strong against Gator. We still lose this matchup, but if we had a lot less HP, they could just farm us all the way down and probably wreak some havoc in the back. So if we can have a little bit more HP and force some energy out of them right here, then maybe this is for the best. At this point, I think I am kind of just going to sack my A9 though. I mean, being lined up against that Scizor is definitely not good for me. So I'm just going to bring in my A9 here, farm this Gastro all the way down if I can. And I should only get one move off against that Scizor, so I'm going to save it until the end game, see if it's more useful elsewhere. And yeah, there is a freaking Cradily on my screen, so we are kind of getting hard countered left and right this game. Fortunately, just not a lot of play for us. My opponent will go for the Grass Knot. Rock Tomb would be resisted, although still not a terrible play. We get to the back-to-back as soon as they get their second move here, so they should be able to throw their second Grass Knot on the Captai. We're not going to be falling for that though. I'm going to overfarm here, try to snipe with my A9 since I have a little bit of energy left. And now Scizor will just comfortably farm down our A9. I was hoping to have enough energy on my Ufisk, but Scizor is just a little too healthy here, so not enough for us. On to the next battle though. Hopefully we get better leads, and yeah, that's a pretty good lead. Shadow Torterra, double super effective Powder Snows. My opponent brings in Corsola, and Gator is a pretty good answer here. However, I don't want to let go of a Nightshade here because my opponent could just 2-shield farm down. And I mean, if you guys know Torterra teams, these teams, they love to shield, you know, non-critical moves and just force alignment. Torterra is a very alignment dependent Pokemon, so if we can keep our alignment onto that Torterra, maybe we'll be in a good spot. They do have a shield advantage here, but my Gator is just a little bit too tanky for them. This Ice Beam will completely one-shot, so they have to shield, and now we still have our A9 aligned to them. Unfortunately, they did get quite a bit of energy there, so I will be shielding up this Frenzy Plant or Stone Edge. There you go. And my opponent has a Carbink in the back, so very lucky for our alignment this game, because we would have just gotten completely demolished if our A9 was on this Carbink. But Ufisk is a decent enough answer to this Pokemon. I have to be a little bit wary of a catch, but not really even. I mean, my A9 still has so much HP that we could very comfortably get to the 3 Weather Ball Ices we need. So I'm just going to throw this instantly. My opponent, like I said, they make a decent catch here, but it's not really going to matter. I'm going to be able to farm them all the way down with my A9 here. And I have the back-to-back Weather Balls, so if I survive 5 more Ruck throws, I will be able to get to another one. And it looks like my opponent understands that they do not have a win con anymore, so they are going to be letting go of both of these, and we're going to be able to take that game against an extremely toxic team. But we will take it. On to the next battle here against Keystone Connect. Honestly, I fought this guy quite a few times, and he's running Genesect in the lead. very scary Pokemon to see. They safe swap into a Volt Switch Fortress, and that's already 2 Bug Steel types. So it's kind of in the back of my head that there might be a Scizor back there. I don't know, man. I might be crazy, but this does look like a meme team, and massive respect to my opponent here because this is a very funny meme team. But yeah, we bring in Gator here. We should be able to force a shield or alignment from this fortress. The fortress does not fall for the cap tie, which makes sense. It looks like they're just going to go for a full farm down here. And I'm just going to bring in my Euphis. If they don't have Earthquake, which, you know, it could be a little bit scary if they did, but it looks like they don't. So they're just throwing Sand Tombs here. I'm not really going to worry about these. They might be debuffing my defense, but these Volt Switches are doing absolutely nothing. So I can just very comfortably take 3 Sand Tombs here and just farm them all the way down. And if they pivot out, then I could just bring in my A9 here. I will bring A9 here. And there is a Scizor on the clock. Thankfully, I do get this Weather Ball off, which does guarantees put them into Mud Bomb range. So I'm just gonna instantly throw this Mud Bomb, make sure I cap tie this Scizor and get rid of them if I can right now. I am gonna no shield this Night Slash though, because I believe an X's are from Genesect, or a Techno Blast if they have that would definitely do more damage. So at this point, I just need the back-to-back Mud Bombs to take the knockout against this thing, but I have to be careful of a catch. That Fortress is still alive in the back, and if I let a catch happen, of course, I'm going to get Fury Cutter down. So my opponent, they try for the catch a little bit too early there. They swap a turn early right before I had my move, so we're able to take that game. But yeah, very tricky team comp for our A9, honestly. We had no play that game. All right, on to the next battle. We see Diggersby in the lead, and you might think this is a really decent lead, but man, like, Fire Punch is very painful. I try to cap time on the Fire Punch. They actually catch on Azumarill, which definitely isn't great, but I'm able to rebank a bunch of energy on my A9, bring in my Euphis, and honestly, like, that damage that we did with the Weather Ball isn't completely wasted here. Usually, 2 discharges will not knock out Azumarill as we get hit by a freaking Hydro Pump. Holy moly, that thing did so much damage. But thanks to that Weather Ball, as you can see, we are going to be able to barely get a knockout through the most thinnest of margins here. But yeah, look at that, 1 HP on the Euphis. Holy crap. So yeah, Diggersby gets minimal farm. We get completely rid of the Azumarill, which is honestly not an amazing matchup for our Gator. We bring in the A9. We have a bunch of energy banked here, so I'm just going to instantly throw the Weather Ball. We do land it, which is amazing. That means this Diggersby is officially into Hydro Cannon range, so if shields go down in the future, then Gator should be able to take care of it. But yeah, we see Clodsire in the back, and so many teams were so weak to ice during the Go Battle Day. Honestly, they probably still are. So if you want to run some spicy pick, I definitely recommend something with some ice damage, because man, people are really disrespecting this. Non-Shadow Gator though, it's extremely tanky, so we should still be able to survive an Earthquake, but I do shield the first one just because I know that will be a guaranteed Earthquake. I don't want my opponent to be able to go for Stone Edges or Sludge Bombs against me, so if I can shield the EQ, that would be great. As you can see, we still survive it very confidently here. My opponent brings in their Diggersby, but we still have quite a bit of energy on Gator. We full send here, and it looks like my opponent, they're just giving up here. Maybe they were hoping they could somehow, someday farm down our Feraligatr there, but it is not going to happen for them. We are claiming our rewards here, and we get a shiny Inkay. Honestly, a very, very cool reward for a not so great set, but I will definitely take it. On to the next team here. We got Zoroark, Corviknight, and Dedenne. Now, I gotta say, I don't know if I'm getting algorithm here, but man, every single time I tried something extremely fun and spicy, I would just get completely RPS'd. So yeah, we have a Greninja on our Zoroark, and then we have a freaking Skeleturge on our Corviknight. At least we can force a shield here, but man, this is looking dire. And if you guys know what RPS means, something is telling me that there's a freaking Mud Slapper in the back. So let's try our best here, see if we can make something happen. I am just gonna go for these sneaks here. You could argue that I should have cap-tied the Skelly here just to force their last shield if I could, because it doesn't look like I can survive these 2 incinerates. So I do 4 in the move just to not take the second incinerate. My opponent does want to land the second incinerate, which is really annoying. Yeah, they bring in the Greninja, so my final hope here is Dedenne, and my opponent is just, you know, gonna stay here to chip us a little bit, but something tells me we have absolutely no play in the back. And let's see, that Skelly's still a little bit alive, and you know, it's not a mud slapper, but unfortunately even all of this energy that we had is not gonna cut it for us. I should have gone for the play rough here. That might have given me a win con. Honestly, it probably would have won me the game, but yeah, I kind of throw there. I was just so expecting a mud slapper that I had already lost in my mind. And yeah, very unfortunate for us there, but we win in our hearts. All right, tough opponent in the next match. We see Purple Kyogre PvP, and man, Purple Kyogre really succumbing to the cringe meta here. We see Carbink in the lead, and yeah, this is not an amazing matchup for Zoroark, but this Shadow Ball is going to do so much damage. Look at the Carbink, it's already so low. They do stay into my Corviknight here. I'm just hoping that my Dedenne might have a little bit of play in the back, but I should have known. I mean, this is usually a double mud slapper line, right? And bringing in my Corviknight here just means that this Carbink is going to stay here and do as much as they can. So I am going to throw my second Air Cutter here. I don't want to take another Rock Slide if I can help it. But yeah, we're already significantly low. And my opponent brings in Annihilate. So it's not double slap. It is Carbink, Annihilate, and more than likely a slapper back there. So we are super boosted on this Corviknight, and we're able to get to the double Air Cutter here, which is definitely ideal. We can force both of these shields, or this Annihilate will get knocked out since we're so boosted. I bring in Dedenne here, and I no shield the first Rage Fist just because I know they're going to get boosted. Maybe this is a little bit of a misplay. Maybe I should have shielded. I shield the second one here, and yeah, my opponent is going to attempt a little snipe here. They bring in Toedscruel. I bring in Zoroark. Zoroark is so squishy. We could only get to a foul play. If we got to a Shadow Ball, maybe we would have had other win conditions here. Dedenne will get to the play rough though, and we get the knockout into this Toedscruel. And like I said, maybe shielding that last Rage Fist would have won me this game, because look at our HP. We barely don't get to the Parabolic Charge. We made that game as close as we could with such a cringe team, but nonetheless, we still lose the game. On to the next battle here, Zoro and Tefiro. Oh my god, please give me a chance game. As you can see, we actually swapped out the Dedenne for Togekiss, just in hopes that we could do something with double flyer in the back. I just kept seeing so many Mud Slappers back there, so I wanted to give my team at least a little bit of a chance. We bring in Corviknight into the Firo. They do chip and dip to bring Ferrothorn here, and I guess the chip and dip is pretty smart because Thunder usually doesn't knock out, especially not with Bullet Seed. So if they can chip with a Drill Run, then that's pretty decent for them. I'm actually going to save my Corviknight here just because I think I can get a full farm down because of that Air Cutter boost, which we do. Just so you know, the stand attacks are neutral. They are not resisted by the grass typing since they have the steel typing as well. So my opponent brings in Firo, and Firo cannot get rid of this Corviknight in time. I can get to 2 Air Cutters here, which won't quite knock out, but they will do quite a bit of damage. And I'm guessing it's just going to be a Mud Slapper in the back. I mean, unfortunately, that's kind of just like the chemistry that this meta has. If you don't see a Mud Slapper, it's probably just back there. So I'm going to stay in here with my Corviknight. I am boosted. I know that this Firo can't really farm me down. We get to another move, and we're just going to bring in Togekiss here. I know this Drill Peck's going to do a lot of damage, especially if it's a Gastrodon back there. I'm going to throw my move immediately. I don't want to let this Firo get to another move, and it is a Marowak in the back. So thankfully for us, we were going to be able to win that game, but man, not very creative team comps here. All right, on to the next team here. We got Dedenne, Corviknight, and Meowscarada. As you guys can see, Corviknight was kind of my safe pick throughout these battles, and yeah, we're gonna see Wigglytuff in the lead. And again, if you guys didn't know, Wigglytuff double slap is an incredibly common pairing. So my opponent brings in Gastrodon. Maybe I should have brought Corviknight into this just because Meowscarada has a better matchup into the Marowak, I believe, just because Bone Clubs are their energy move. My opponent brings in Wigglytuff, but we are able to get to the Frenzy Plant since we overfarmed so much against that Gastro. So we force a shield. We still have our Dedenne pretty healthy to deal with this Wigglytuff. My opponent brings in Marowak. We are able to bank a Parabolic Charge, bring in our Corviknight, and at this point, I just have to go for the double payback. I do not care if they shield the first or they don't. I just know that I have more resources than them. I accidentally shielded a Bone Club there. I don't know why I thought that was a Rock Slide. Probably because I overfarmed on the Dedenne. Just bear with me. This was close to my 80th battle of the day, so I was definitely not on the same page as I should have been. But yeah, my opponent tries some funny crap with Wigglytuff here. I just double shield the Corviknight on the Marowak just because I know that that's going to do the most damage. I bring in my Dedenne, and I don't want to throw too many Thunder Shocks here. I don't want this Wigglytuff to get to another move, because if they did, that would really give them a chance to flip this match. So we land the Parabolic Charge, which is definitely decent damage, but we didn't really need it. We banked the payback, so we are able to get the knockout here with our Corviknight. But yeah, just be careful. If you guys play this game a lot, be careful on the backlines. If you don't see a Musclapper in the lead, there might be one in the back, and we got to be careful about that. All right, we see Eufisk in the lead, and honestly, I mean, this Pokemon is extremely problematic for my team. So I usually do 5 Thunder Shocks, Banky Parabolic, bring in my Corviknight. If they bait, or if we don't get the catch or whatever, I do not care. My opponent brings in their own Corviknight after chipping with a Discharge, which is honestly pretty smart. That means that they can go for an Air Cutter and then a payback to get the knockout here. Unfortunately for them, though, one single payback will not get the knockout, so they will have to throw another move if they want to guarantee this matchup. They actually let us get to a second payback here, which I would consider is kind of a misplay from them, because that means that I can pivot into my Dedenne, save a little bit of my Corviknight. Not that I'm really going to use it too much later, but maybe we can make a catch. But getting this farm with the Dedenne means that now I can actually reach 2 Play Roughs against this Eufisk. Mud Bomb is going to do a lot of damage here, but it's not quite going to KO, I believe. So the threat of a second Play Rough is going to be plenty against my opponent here. So they are forced to throw their energy. They do not have too much energy in the tank, so hopefully Meowscarada with 2 shields can take this game. My opponent is staying in, which is giving me a little bit of hope. I really hope they are not toying with my heart here for absolutely no reason whatsoever. They throw the resistant Mud Bomb, and they have the hardest counter Meowscarada in the back. Freaking Togekiss. Oh my god, trainer, you did not have to do that, but oh well. Keystone Connect, once again, like I told you guys, I fought this guy quite a few times. We got Gastro in the lead into our Dedenne, absolutely dreadful. We bring in Corviknight, Gastrodon is staying in. It looks like they're going to chip and dip with a Water Pulse, which of course isn't ideal, but if I can burn the clocks here a little bit, I will be completely fine with that. My opponent brings in their own Corviknight, and if you guys saw by our health range, Water Pulse is actually going to put us into payback range, whereas Discharge the last game didn't. So a little bit ironic there, but oh well. Discharge is a completely terrible move, so not absolutely crazy. My opponent makes a little bit of a misplay there. They let us get to the second payback, burn the clock enough to save our Corviknight, and we can farm down this Corviknight completely. Now, I'm going to get to a Play Rough against this Gastrodon very, very easily, and this thing is going to do so much damage. I would not doubt my opponent shielding this move, which they do. And again, that is totally fine by me. Hopefully, Meowscarada can clean up the backline. We bring in Meowscarada. My opponent throws on alignment for absolutely no reason whatsoever. They are probably just very scared of this Pokemon. And yeah, look at that. They have a freaking Corsola in the back. So thanks to them throwing on alignment, it means that I can throw on good timing twice here. I can throw 4 in the move and then 1 in the move, force the shield here. And now I'm just going to bring in my Corviknight. I want them to throw energy into this thing. I know that I can get to a payback here. So yeah, just by forcing energy into my Corviknight here, I can guarantee the win. I can just bring in Meowscarada, farm up to the back-to-back Night Slashes once again. I know that that Gastrodon cannot get to another move against me, at least not a Water Pulse. So I'm going to shield the potential Power Gem, farm down the Gastrodon completely. And yeah, that's going to be a good game. GG's to my opponent, Meowscarada the GOAT. On to the next battle here, we see Dedenne Mirror in the lead. Definitely not ideal. I do not love playing this mirror out, but the correct play in this mirror is to go Play Rough and then Parabolic Charge. My opponent, however, they go Parabolic Charge first. So if I can land this Play Rough, honestly, we're still in a very decent spot. My opponent shields the Play Rough though, which is less than ideal. But hopefully, if I can get a lot more resources from this thing, maybe we can have some play. My opponent finally goes for the Play Rough there. And yeah, this is getting a little bit tricky. They might be a lot weaker to Dedenne in the back than we are. So I'm just going to bring in my Meowscarada here. I don't want to have to shield a Play Rough here, so I am going to Cap Tie with a Night Slash. Night Slash should definitely knock out. And again, if they shield this, then we are shields down with an energy advantage Meowscarada. So I am going to shield the Play Rough here. This would completely one-shot us. My opponent brings in a Toedscrew. And remember, the switch timers are severely misaligned, right? We Cap Tied that Dedenne, so that was half of the switch timer already gone. So I am going to try to make a catch onto my Corviknight, but unfortunately my switch timer was just not up quite yet. I'm able to bank a bunch of energy on Meowscarada. I'm going to bring in Corviknight and fully Sand Attack down. Unfortunately, because we both threw a move and I couldn't catch on the Meowscarada, they can save their Toedscrew as well, which is definitely not ideal. But we are dancing quite a bit this match, right? The switch timers are all over the place. My opponent brings in a Furret after they debuff us with a Wrap, which is not ideal, but thankfully Furret is still not going to be able to get a full farm down or even a knockout with another Trailblaze there. So thankfully we are able to outpace to the payback here. And whatever comes in at this point, Meowscarada should be able to take care of it. We bring in Meowscarada, we farm down the Dedenne, we have a Frenzy ready for the Toedscrew, and that's going to be a good game. But holy moly, was that a close one. We were kind of dancing all over the place there, but yeah, that is going to be the end of the video. I sure hope you guys enjoyed it. Just for a heads up, tomorrow, Wednesday, the 5th, we're going to be doing a duo stream with Jamie Finn. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, please come over to the Twitch channel. There is a link down in the description below where you guys can check out my Twitch channel. We're going to be streaming at about 2:30 Mountain Time. So if you guys want to show up for that, make sure to check that out. Nonetheless, once again, thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. I really want to keep this channel consistent. So if we can keep growing this channel and hopefully keep making a bunch of awesome videos with you guys, I would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, if you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment down below. Let me know if you have any suggestions of what you want to see next. I've been having a lot of fun on stream lately, really not taking the Go Battle League too seriously this season. Unfortunately, it's just not a very competitive game mode at the moment. But regardless, thank you for watching and I will see you tomorrow.